There is a hidden hour in the night, when the veil between worlds becomes thin and something extraordinary happens to your body and soul. For months, I kept waking up at exactly 3 in the morning, and I had no idea why. My eyes would snap open in the darkness, and my heart would be racing like something had just whispered my name. I thought maybe it was stress, or perhaps I was drinking too much water before bed. But then I discovered a truth that changed everything I believed about sleep and spirituality. And today, I am going to share that truth with you. What you are about to hear may shock you, but it will also set you free. You see, 3 in the morning is not just a random time on the clock. Ancient wisdom traditions from around the world have spoken about this mysterious hour for thousands of years. They call it the hour of the soul, the time when heaven pays attention to the earth, the moment when your spirit is most awake, even though your body wants to sleep. But here is where it gets strange. Modern science has also discovered something remarkable about this exact time. Between 3 and 4 in the morning, your body goes through a powerful transformation. Your cortisol levels begin to rise, preparing you for the day ahead. Your brain waves shift into a unique pattern that researchers are still trying to understand. And your heart begins to beat with a different rhythm. It is almost like your entire being knows that something sacred is happening. But I did not know any of this when I first started waking up at 3. All I knew was that I was tired and frustrated and desperate for answers. Night after night, I would lie there in the darkness, staring at the ceiling. My mind would race with worries about money and relationships and the future. I felt alone in those silent hours, like the whole world had abandoned me. But then one night, something changed. Instead of fighting the wakefulness, I decided to surrender to it. I got out of bed and walked to my window. Outside, the world was completely still. No cars passing by, no birds singing, just pure, deep silence. And in that silence, I felt something I had never felt before. A presence, not scary, but gentle and warm, like a loving parent, watching over a sleeping child. That night, I did not go back to sleep. Instead, I sat in the darkness, and I began to breathe deeply. With each breath, I felt layers of stress and anxiety melting away from my body. I felt my shoulders drop and my jaw unclench. For the first time in months, I felt truly at peace. And then a thought entered my mind that was not my own. It was soft and clear, like a whisper from somewhere beyond. The thought said, "You are not waking up by accident. You are being called." Those words sent shivers down my spine. Called by whom and for what purpose? I needed to find out. So I began a journey that would take me deep into the mysteries of the night. I read ancient texts from spiritual traditions across the globe. I spoke with meditation masters and sleep researchers. I experimented with different practices during my 3 a.m. awakenings. And what I discovered was nothing short of miraculous. You see, we live in a noisy world. From the moment we wake up until the moment we close our eyes, our minds are bombarded with information. Phones buzzing, and notifications dinging, and people demanding our attention. Our souls are starving for silence, but we never give them the chance to speak. So the universe found another way. It wakes us up when the world is quiet. It pulls us from sleep so that we can finally hear what our hearts have been trying to tell us all along. 3 in the morning is not a curse. It is an invitation to reconnect with the deepest parts of yourself, an invitation to heal old wounds that you have been carrying for years, an invitation to discover your true purpose in this life. But Here is what most people do wrong. When they wake up at 3, they immediately reach for their phones. They scroll through social media or check their emails. They flood their minds with noise at the exact moment when they should be embracing the silence. And so the invitation goes unanswered. The soul cries out, and no one listens. Night after night, the pattern repeats. And eventually, the body gets exhausted and the spirit grows dim. This does not have to be your story. There is another way, a way that transforms those lonely hours into the most powerful moments of your day. Let me share with you what I learned. When you wake up at 3 in the morning, do not fight it and do not fear it. Instead, welcome it like an old friend who has come to visit. Keep your room dark and resist the urge to turn on lights or screens. Find a comfortable position, either sitting up in bed or on a cushion on the floor. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. With each exhale, release the tension you are holding in your body. Now here is the most important part. Ask yourself a question. Not out loud, but silently in your heart. Ask, what do I need to know right now? And then, wait. Do not force an answer. Do not try to think your way to a solution. Just wait in the darkness and trust that something greater than yourself is listening. The first few times you do this, nothing might happen. Your mind might wander to your grocery list or your work problems. That is completely normal. Gently bring your attention back to your breath and continue waiting. But eventually, something will shift. A feeling will arise in your chest. A memory will surface that you had long forgotten. A sudden knowing will wash over you like a wave. This is your soul speaking. This is the voice you have been ignoring in the noise of your daily life. This is the truth that has been waiting patiently for you to listen. I remember the first time I truly heard my soul speak during those early morning hours. Tears streamed down my face, and I did not even know why. It was like a dam had broken inside me, releasing years of stored emotion. All the grief I had never processed, all the anger I had pushed down, all the love I had been afraid to give. It all came flooding out in that sacred darkness, and when it was over, I felt lighter than I had felt in years, like a heavy backpack had been lifted from my shoulders. That night I slept more deeply than I had in months. And when I woke up in the morning, I felt renewed. This is the gift that 3 a.m. offers to those who are willing to receive it. Not exhaustion, but renewal. Not frustration, but transformation. Not loneliness, but deep connection with the universe itself. But there is more to this story. Because once you start listening to your soul, something magical begins to happen in your waking life. You start making different choices. You find the courage to leave situations that drain you. You attract people who truly see and appreciate you. You discover talents and passions you never knew you had. Your whole life begins to align with a higher purpose. This is not just spiritual poetry. This is what happened to me and to countless others who have embraced the mystery of the early morning hours. We stopped seeing 3 a.m. as a problem to be solved. We started seeing it as a doorway to be entered. Now, let me share something that might surprise you. Not everyone is meant to wake up at 3 in the morning. This calling comes to specific people at specific times in their lives. If you are watching this video right now, there is a reason. The universe does not make mistakes. You were guided here because you are ready to hear this message. You are ready to stop running from the silence. You are ready to face whatever your soul has been trying to show you. And I want you to know that you are not alone on this journey. Millions of people around the world are waking up at the same hour, feeling the same pull towards something greater than themselves. We are all connected in those silent moments, breathing together in the darkness, healing together, growing together. This is one of the most beautiful secrets of human existence. We think we are separate, but we are not. In the stillness of 3 a.m., the illusion of separation falls away, and we remember that we are all part of one great infinite consciousness. Now I want to give you one more practice that has transformed my early morning awakenings. After you have sat in silence and listened to your soul, take a moment to send love outward. Think of someone who is struggling. It could be a family member or a friend or even a stranger you passed on the street. Imagine a warm golden light flowing from your heart to theirs. See them surrounded by peace and healing. Hold this image for just a few breaths. This simple act of sending love in the early morning hours has more power than you can imagine. When the world is quiet and the veil is thin, your intentions travel faster and farther. You become a beacon of light in the darkness. You become a healer without even leaving your bed. And here is the beautiful paradox. The more love you send outward, the more love flows back to you. The more you give in those silent hours, the more you receive. This is the law of the universe. What you put out always returns multiplied. So if you have been waking up at 3 a.m., do not be afraid. Do not be frustrated. Instead, be grateful. You have been chosen to receive an ancient gift. A gift that busy, distracted people will never understand. A gift that requires darkness to be seen and silence to be heard. Your soul is calling you home. Will you answer? The choice is yours, and it always has been. But know this: every night you ignore the call is another night you postpone your own healing. Every night you reach for your phone instead of reaching inward is another missed opportunity. The universe is patient, but your life is not infinite. This moment right now is precious. You are precious. Your journey toward awakening is precious. So tonight, if you find yourself suddenly awake in the early hours, remember everything you have learned here. Remember that you are not broken. You are being guided. Remember that the darkness is not your enemy. It is the womb where new versions of yourself are born. Remember that you are never truly alone. A loving presence surrounds you always, especially in the quiet hours when no one else is watching. Take a breath, trust the process, and let your soul finally speak the words it has been holding for so long. Peace is waiting for you on the other side of this surrender. A peace that does not depend on circumstances. A peace that remains even when life gets hard. A peace that becomes your permanent home. This is your birthright. This is why you are here. Not just to survive, but to awaken. Not just to exist, but to transform. The hour of 3 a.m. is your teacher. The darkness is your friend. And your soul is the wisest guide you will ever have. May every early morning awakening bring you closer to the truth of who you really are. May the silence wrap around you like a warm embrace, and may you finally know that you are loved beyond measure. Now close your eyes, take one deep breath, and say quietly to yourself, I am ready, I am listening, I am home.